Now, there's a mechanic in this game that newer players seem to have trouble understanding, and it's not that overpowered, but a lot of people think it is. Now, shield gating is something that has been in the game for ages, and I mean at least a decade. The moment they added those energy for shield mods, boom, shield gating was in. And now all shield gating does is grant you invulnerability when your shields go bye-bye. So for example, you get shot at, boom, your shields are gone, and then you got that brief second and a half of invulnerability, and that usually means nothing, but if you can consistently shield gate, then even as you're taking damage, it'll be rough for you to die. Of course, that means you have to consistently be casting your abilities to gain the energy for shields. Now, shield gating was nerfed pretty heavily a couple years back when Daggeth came out, and that was because they wanted to stop total reliance on the decaying dragon key method, and so they moved the invulnerability time from 1.3 seconds to zero point 0.3 seconds. And to combat this, they came out with mods such as Catalyzing Shields. Catalyzing Shields removes your max shields and then grants back the 1.33 full shield gate immunity duration. Now, basically what they're saying is, yeah, you can still shield gate, but it's going to cost you. So you get the shield gate mod, Catalyzing Shields, and then you have to have another mod like Brief Respite or an augur mod. These augur mods, as you can see, the second part of the ability is 40% energy on abilities is converted to shields. The same thing as Brief Respite, just, not as much. So if you want to shield gate, you're going to need either Brief Respite or an augur mod, and then you'll be able to gain shields back via energy. That's the whole point of shield gating. You can go ahead and do it with Arcane Aegis on shield damage, 3% chance with 30% shield recharge for 12 seconds, which would upkeep your shield gating much faster. And then there are also mods that you could do that with, such as Fast Deflection, which increases your shield recharge rate and decreases the shield recharge delay. But essentially, what shield gating is just another form of survivability. If your frame doesn't have, let's say, their own survivability by becoming invulnerable or negating a certain amount of damage, and even if they do negate up to 90% damage, it's usually not that good once you get to level 200 and above. You start being able to die pretty instantly just in those level ranges alone. So if you end up going into missions like the Archimedes or anything like that, then you're almost certainly going to die if you only rely on 90% damage reduction. And now, as I said, it's not the best form of immunity, and that's because it has a very stark weakness. Gas and toxin light can both go through your shields and straight up attack your health. So if you meet an enemy that has an insane amount of gas or toxin damage, like the Noxes or toxic crawlers or mutalised ospreys, those infested enemies, then no matter how much you're shield gating, there is a chance you could die at higher levels because that toxin gas damage will be so high that your health will just disappear. And honestly, that's pretty much just about it. Shield gating is very simple. So to recap real quick, all you need to shield gate is 2 mods, maybe an arcane. You need Catalyzing Shields to be able to shield gate now, which you can get from Oracle Vaults or buy it from some scammer in trading chat. And then you need Brief Respite or an augur mod. And that Arcane Aegis will definitely help out if you have the slot for it. And shield gating is strictly for Warframes that don't have their own form of invulnerability, as I mentioned. Because if they have their own form of invulnerability or damage reduction, then shield gating isn't that good. It'll still help out, but there's no point in wasting 2 mod slots for that on your build if you already have your own damage reduction or invulnerability. And with that being said, that's literally just about it. There's nothing else to shield gating. It's incredibly simple. So if you're new to Warframe and you didn't know what it is, I hope this video helped you out. And until next time.